If we could all rise, please all rise for our pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Trustee Greer.
Here.
Trustee Kahn.
Here.
Trustee Minks.
Here.
Trustee Thill.
Here.
Trustee Travis.
Here.
Trustee Whitko.
Here.
All present, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. You need approval of our minutes from our August 22nd, 2022 meeting, please, the regular meeting.
I'll make the motion for the regular meeting minutes of August 22nd, 2022.
Second.
Motion's been made by Trustee Mink, seconded by Trustee Whitko. Any discussion, questions, clarifications? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. There's no
I
special.
abstain.
You
Sorry.
abstain?
Yeah.
Trustee Khan abstains. Special reports are none. Public hearings are none. Plan Commission reports. This is an exciting one. This is a request for approval of a special use permit for a public service use in a CR commercial residential district with variations to front yard, corner side yard, location of surface parking, and select landscape requirements. This will be presented by Zoe Hydorn, Community Development Administrator. For the people that might have been a little bit of too much jargon, this is for the train area, the train station in particular. Thank you, Zoe.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to introduce case PC 2211, a request by the village for a special use permit for the construction of a new Morton Grove Metro station at 8501 Lehigh Avenue. The existing station was constructed in the 1970s and last updated in the 1980s. In August of 2021, the village issued an RFQ seeking design and engineering services for the station's renovation or reconstruction at that time. R.M. Swanson Architects was selected by the board based on technical qualifications, project approach, portfolio, and experience as project architect for Libertyville in their renovation of the Libertyville Metro Station, which was nearly identical to our own. Staff has worked closely with R.M. Swanson to develop a final project concept that relocates the new 1,300 square foot station north of the current station footprint to improve site access, circulation, and visibility. The proposed station was designed in the craftsman style, a timeless American architectural style that can be found throughout the village and is reflective of Morton Grove's past and present as a relaxed, small-knit community that has stood the test of time. On August 1st, the Appearance Commission issued an appearance certificate and unanimously recommended approval of the application, and on August 4th, the Traffic Safety Commission chairperson determined that the project will have an insignificant negative impact on traffic safety and waived full review by the commission. On August 15th, the Plan Commission unanimously voted to recommend approval of the special use permit as presented. R.M. Swanson is currently finalizing 40% plans for Metro's review. We plan to bid construction this winter and have shovels in the ground in spring of next year. We look forward to enhancing this critical asset and focal point for the community, and we appreciate your support. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Zoe. Any questions from the board? Very exciting stuff. Very exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Residents' comments, this is on agenda items only. Mr. Rudolph Vilk, this is in regards to presentation of warrants.
Good evening, everyone. I talking before about presentation warranty because nobody knows why you have, for example, $1 million or $900,000 spent, and I ask many times to give information about this. For example, resolution this one, number this one, this money. Resolution this one, this money. But mayor, by the end, previously session, he make decision. It's not first time. All time, by the end, he start to talk about problem and tell me, when you have problem, you need to ask Ralph or Hannah, and everybody explain to you. Mr. Mayor, read my lips. No, I'm not Bush father. I'm just Rudolph Wilk. It's why not read my lips. Read my letters. When you have some problem, any kind rules, any kind problem, when you need assistance, somebody from people who work in administration, you need to change this rule. Immediately change it, because rules is supposed to be understand everybody who reading these rules. I don't need going after what I see this amount, going to Ralph, and Ralph explain to me first time, after I make sure Ralph don't know about amount. He sent me to Hannah. Hannah lose time, explain to me why. It's easy because everybody who reading these rules, everybody prepare amount for each resolution. And we hear this, we hear this amount, but nobody put in presentation or warranty from where it's taken, this amount. It still have questions, and my point is, please, any kind rules, and I writing down to you before about rules for pay for water and other rules. I writing down to rules. You not read my letters, it's different story. This is yours part job. Don't make like this next time when you need asking somebody else to explanation rules. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. No other residents' comments on agenda items only. President's report. I do have a proclamation, very appropriate in today's day and age, especially in this here United States. This is going to be the proclamation for Constitution Week. Whereas the Constitution of the United States, the guardian of our liberties, embodies the principles of limited government in a republic dedicated to rule by law. And whereas September 17th, 2022 marks the 235th anniversary of the drafting of the United States Constitution by the Constitutional Convention. And whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this outstanding document and its memorable anniversary and to the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate the occasion. And whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States designating September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week. Now, therefore, I, Daniel P. DeMaria, Mayor of the Village of Morton Grove, Illinois, do hereby proclaim that week of September 17th through September 23rd, 2022 as Constitution Week. I ask all of our residents of the village to reaffirm the ideals of the framers of the Constitution had in 1787 by attentively protecting the freedoms guaranteed to us through this guardian of our liberties. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand to cause to be affixed the seal of the great village of Morton Grove, Daniel P. DeMaria, Village President. Also, I do need a motion to concur for the appointment of Vola Liston to the CRC, or the Community Relations Commission.
Second. I make the appointment, or the motion to appoint Vola Liston to the Community Relations Commission.
I'll second that.
This is a motion to concur, made by Trustee Minks, seconded by Trustee Greer. All in favor? Aye. Thank you very much. I do have an appointment of Thomas J. Friel to our Fire Pension Board as well. I need a motion to concur.
I'll make the motion to appoint Thomas J. Friel to the Fire Pension Board.
Motion is made by Trustee Minks, seconded by Trustee Greer. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. I do want to always, as we've been doing of late, keep our friends in the Ukraine in mind and your thoughts and prayers. It's easy as the days go by to kind of forget what's going on over there. I hope that nobody does, because it's real, and we should keep them in our thoughts and prayers, no doubt. The Sustainability Expo on Saturday, great weather. Thank God it was then and not now, obviously, but even the next day was pouring rain, but it was meant to be. It was highly successful. I had some nice time walking the grounds, and I want to thank all of our staff and all of the residents that showed up, and a few of our vendors as well. McGrath brought cars, so it takes a village and it takes some sponsors, and we had that, and it was probably our most successful one yet. So again, thank you for everybody that attended the expo. That's all I have under business tonight. Clerk's report.
No report, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Village Administrator, staff report.
No report.
Corporation Council. Reports by trustee. Trustee Greer.
No report.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Khan.
I do have a report. I'll be reading the ordinance 22-18 as introduced today, and this is the first reading of this ordinance. This is to approve a special use permit authorizing the construction of a new Metra commuter rail station at 8501 Lehigh Avenue. The Village of Morton Grove, which is the applicant, submitted a complete special use application to the Department of Community and Economic Development requesting approval of a special use permit for the construction of a new Metra commuter rail station at property commonly known as 8501 Lehigh Avenue in Morton Grove, which is zoned as commercial/residential. The public service use is classified as a special use in the CR district. There is no special use permit on file for the existing station, which was constructed in the 1970s. The applicant is proposing to locate the new station north of the current station to improve site access, circulation, and visibility. The proposed station will include approximately 1,280 square feet of interior floor space and feature a foyer, atrium, waiting areas, retail space, restroom, and utility closet. A heated 24-hour waiting area required by Metra will be accessible from the west elevation. The surface parking area, which currently contains 99 parking spaces, will be reconfigured to provide 103 parking spaces. The new landscape areas will be provided around the site's perimeter and throughout the parking lot. On August 1st, 2022, the Appearance Commission reviewed the application, approved an appearance certificate for proposed improvements, and recommended approval of the application with conditions. On August 4th, 2022, the Traffic Safety Commission chairperson determined that the project not have a significant negative impact on the community from a traffic safety perspective and waived the review of the application by the full commission. On August 15, 2022, the applicant appeared before the Plan Commission to present the request for approval of the application made under case PC 22-11. Based on the application, supporting staff report, and testimony presented at the public hearing, the Plan Commission voted unanimously to recommend the approval of the special use permit. That finishes my report for today, Madam.
Thank you. Trustee Khan, any other business?
No.
Thank you. Trustee Minks?
No report.
Trustee Thill?
I'd like to thank anybody who had anything to do with the Sustainable Expo. I was over there, and it was a very nice affair, and a lot of information was given out. And I also like to say happy birthday to Marion.
Nice, happy birthday.
End of my report.
Thank you. Trustee Travis?
Yes, Your Honor, I want to remind everyone to save the date for the 13th Community Artist Performance, which will be taking place on Saturday, October 22nd, from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. at the Civic Center. If you'd like to submit your talent of dance, poetry, or music in order to participate in the show, you can do so now through September 24th at 5 p.m. at www.identityperformingarts.com/projects.aspx. That is the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Whitko?
Thank you, Your Honor. Tonight I have Resolution 22-36, authorizing a contract with Schroeder Asphalt Services for 2022 Street Improvement Program. This contract includes resurfacing 0.6 miles of residential streets and resurfacing the Public Works Facility parking lot. Specific streets are as follows: Capri Lane from approximately 200 feet west of Menard Avenue to Central Avenue, Davis Street from Oak Park Avenue to Cherry Avenue, Davis Street from Major Avenue to Parkside Avenue, and Major Avenue from Theobald Avenue to Dempster Street. The Public Works Department developed contract documents, and bids were solicited on the Village and Illinois Department of Transportation websites for 10 business days. 23 entities downloaded the documents, and 4 bids were received. Schroeder Asphalt Services submitted the lowest bid and is qualified to perform this work. This contract conforms to purchasing requirements of the village and state, and the contract must conform to the requirements of the Prevailing Wage Act. The state of Illinois regulates spending motor fuel tax funds through its Department of Transportation. This regulation includes forms used statewide for contract documents and appropriating funds. The fiscal impact is not to exceed $734,444, of which $234,444 will come from the 2022 general fund, and $500,000 will be appropriated from the 2022 motor fuel tax fund. I move that we approve Resolution 22-36.
Second that.
Motion made by Trustee Whitko, seconded by Trustee Greer. Any discussion, questions, clarification? Hearing none, clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Greer.
Aye.
Trustee Khan.
Aye.
Trustee Minks.
Aye.
Trustee Thill.
Aye.
Trustee Travis.
Aye.
Trustee Whitko.
Aye.
Resolution 22-36 passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And now I have Resolution 22-37, the appropriation of motor fuel tax funds for the 2022 Street Improvement Program, MFT Section 22-00113-00RS. And this is appropriating the $500,000 from the 2022 motor fuel tax fund for the street improvements mentioned in the previous resolution. I move that we approve Resolution 22-37.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Whitko, seconded by Trustee Minks. Any discussion, question, clarification? Hearing none, clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Khan.
Aye.
Trustee Minks.
Aye.
Trustee Phil.
Aye.
Trustee Travis.
Aye.
Trustee Whitko.
Aye.
Trustee Greer.
Aye.
Resolution 22-37 passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
And as liaison to the Environmental Natural Resources Commission, I'd also like to give a strong thank you to all who attended the Sustainability Expo this past Saturday, and thank you to the commission for months of hard planning. I see Gia here. Thank you to all the exhibitors for supporting the event and helping to educate and supply our residents with sustainable ideas and products. And special thanks to Public Works for the setup of the event and their information tables. We appreciate the time they spent as well as their dedication to the village's sustainability efforts. And Paula Miller's table was adorable, informative, and fun, and I look forward to seeing everybody next year. That's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Whitko. Any other business brought before the board tonight?
Yes, Mr. President, I would like to say a few things. Number one, Trustee Thill, wish your wife a happy birthday, but you tomorrow. So Trustee Thill's birthday is tomorrow. That's the easy part. I also, with a large teary eye coming down, I'm regretfully going to resign my position of trustee of the Village of Morton Grove at the end of this September. I know this hurts some, and I'm sure it makes other people rejoice. But on the 26th of September, which is our next board meeting, that will be my last after serving up to 14 years and probably 65 years in the community. So I thank you for your time, and I love you all. And I'll see you next meeting.
We thank you, Billy. We'll have some things to say next meeting. Thank you very much. Any other business brought before the board tonight? None. Hearing none. Presentations of warrants. Trustee Greer.
Woo. I'd like to make the present the warrants in the amount of $746,406.13.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Greer, seconded by Trustee Travis. Any discussions, questions, clarification?
Just a comment.
Trustee Thill?
I don't know if I can vote on this one because my cat upchucked on the papers and I couldn't read them. The cat upchucked on my papers.
Oh, my God. Another reason you got to get on the computer, Trustee.
Newsflash.
Hearing none, clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Minks.
Aye.
Trustee Phil.
I think aye.
Trustee Travis.
Aye.
Trustee Whitko.
Aye.
Trustee Greer.
Aye.
Trustee Khan.
Aye.
The warrants pass as presented, 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Residents' comments, this is on non-agenda items. We do have a few up here. There's 7 here, all with the same topic. So just, again, remember, try not to repeat what you've already heard. If it's a unified message, one person's fine. I'll start at the top, and we'll work our way down. But again, remember, please try not to repeat each other. Janice Cha. It's like you knew I was going to call you.
Psychic. So my name's Janice Cha, and we will be talking on the topic of equity, diversity, and inclusion. So to the President, Trustees, and Administrator of the Village of Morton Grove, our village is currently revising its strategic plan, which provides a great opportunity to update one of the goals from the 2015 Village of Morton Grove strategic plan. This goal, 2.1, was to embrace diversity to promote a unified community. We, the undersigned residents, businesses, organizations, and stakeholders from neighboring communities urge the Village of Morton Grove and its leadership to include the following equity, diversity, and inclusion goals, or EDI, in the new strategic plan. Specifically, we urge the village to develop and implement 3 plans for EDI. These include, number 1, a new village commission with diverse and representative composition, specifically charged with creating and monitoring EDI plans. Number 2, trainings in EDI for village staff, officials, employees, departments, commission members, and also made available to residents and businesses. EDI trainings will provide attendees with the necessary awareness, skills, and knowledge to create a more equitable, diverse, and inclusive community. And number 3, plans for more diversity in recruiting, hiring, and retaining employees in all village departments, and also in appointing individuals to commissions. respectfully submitted. 219 people signed this letter. You may have received it by email. You did receive it by email, but I have,
You can just give it to the clerk.
okay, print copies especially for John, keep them away from
The cat, yeah. Nice. Gia. Gia Schultz.
Thank you. My name's Gia Schultz. I'm a resident of Morton Grove. You all know me. The 2020 U.S. Census shows that Morton Grove is a diverse village. 39% of our village residents were born outside the United States. Over 53% of village residents speak a language other than English. 40% of our village is non-white. In our village, we have members from the LGBTQ+ community, people living with disabilities, people of all ages, and a wide range of races, ethnicities, and religions. With a population of 25,297 residents, Morton Grove is a melting pot of diversity. So why is our village government so homogeneous? How come our village doesn't have representative government reflective of the people and diverse communities of all those who live in Morton Grove? Harvard Business Review suggests that a government whose workforce does not reflect the community's diversity may indicate that it is constrained for some reason in its appeal or its recruitment pipeline. A lack of diversity in public services raises ethical concerns about whether all village residents have genuine access to their village government. The Pew Research Center has shown that non-representative governments lead to voter apathy and a decrease in political participation. I wonder who benefits from a disengaged population and apathetic voters. I come here tonight presenting the numbers and demographics of the village to point out that our diversity is our strength. We are underutilizing what makes this village great: a robust and diverse population, a community comprised of different perspectives, backgrounds, and beliefs. By actively engaging with the work of equity, diversity, and inclusion, Morton Grove has the wonderful opportunity to correct years of exclusion and injustice. This new strategic plan is the perfect time to engage with and include the work of EDI within all levels of Morton Grove government, services, and programs. I am asking the village to step up and to better serve all of our residents. In Morton Grove, we can be inclusive. We can celebrate and embrace diversity. We can be more equitable, and we can be a village where everyone in our community belongs and feels welcomed to participate. Morton Grove can be inclusive in our hiring, retention, and outreach programs. I ask that you do the hard and necessary work of incorporating EDI principles into our village government. I'll leave you tonight with a few thoughts on the importance of EDI. Recognizing and appreciating diversity is hopeful. After the last few years, we need hope. When people belong, they participate, and the entire community benefits. When we encourage the whole community to join in activities, government, and shared responsibility, we all benefit. We must be intentional and relentless for inclusion efforts. We are a diverse community. Let the village, government, boards, and departments represent that wonderful diversity. Thank you.
Thank you. Akhtar Sadiq.
Dear Mayor and trustees, I'm here to add, the reasons why Morton Grove should include, the ask of the Vision Morton Grove in strategic plan. All of us know that the strategic plan that you'll be working or approving, that will go on for next 7 to 10 years. So it is so important to include some of the things that residents are talking about now in the plan. Equity, diversity, and inclusion has been a topic of discussion and action throughout the nation's municipalities. I would like to focus the entities and businesses with EDI committees in Morton Grove. First of all, Morton Grove Public Library. Then among the school districts, there is a Skokie School District 69, East Main School District 63, Main Township High School District 207, Niles Township High School District 219, Niles Township District for Special Education number 807. Now, the companies who do the businesses in Morton Grove, they have this EDI already. And that includes Aldi, Allstate, Amazon, Audi, BMO Harris, Chase Bank, Dunkin' Donuts, Enterprise, Fifth Third Bank, Starbucks, State Farm, and Walgreens, among others. So why not the village join with these good folks who are part of the Morton Grove? They have the EDI commissions and plans. Why not the village of Morton Grove? So I urge you all to please consider that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Akhtar. Caroline Bulicki.
Hi. At the strategic plan meeting that I attended last month, a common refrain was pride in our public schools here in Morton Grove. And although it is true that the public bodies overseeing the village overall and the public schools are different, they are inherently tied. The policies and approaches of the village have a direct impact on the schools, who attends them, where they live, who's hired by them, who feels included, and who is told either through action or inaction that they are welcome here. I believe that Morton Grove has a background, unfortunately, in some racist histories and racist policies, including racially restrictive covenants on my deed on my property has a racially restrictive covenant on it dating from the 1920s, restricting sale of the property to anyone who is not white. I think that that is a real problem, and unfortunately, I see the villages not adopting DEI inclusivity and principles as a reflection of a desire to keep that racially biased and racially restrictive covenant sort of around. I really urge the village to adopt in its next strategic plan to right that wrong by adopting a strategic plan that includes diversity, equity, and inclusion of all races, all genders, all folks in Morton Grove. Thanks.
Thank you. Abby Mills. Yep.
All right, good evening. Hi, I'm Abby Mills. So my message is slightly different than some of the other folks that have spoken. So I want to just share a little bit more on a personal level. So I'm the mother of 2 biracial children. One of them's here with me this evening. I'm also a DEI practitioner by day. That's my line of work. And I've been a Morton Grove resident for 13 years. So initially I thought I would come and share a lot of stats with you about the impact of diversity and inclusion on team productivity and innovation and all of those things. But that's all very readily available out there on Google. And Gia also referenced some really great statistics. But what you won't find out there is my story and my family's story and why DEI is so important to us as residents here in Morton Grove, and why this is needed for my family and every family here. So for me, this is a matter of life and death. And I know that sounds a little bit extreme, but let me explain it to you. So I became a mom of 2 biracial children 11 years ago, and my partner is a Black man. So I've become keenly aware of overt racism and microaggressions that they have to endure every single day. I've observed firsthand my partner not being looked in the eye or spoken to directly at a doctor's appointment when he was the ailing one on the bed and the person could only speak to me. I've seen walkers cross the street deliberately to get to the other side when we're out walking together. This was before COVID times. My 9-year-old son, who's tiny, 9-year-old son, I've seen him have a $10 bill checked for counterfeit when he was buying glue sticks. And I don't think any of us have ever had a $10 bill we handed checked for counterfeit. I knew one day they'd be called the N-word, and sure enough, that came last year, so we had to have that conversation. And we've also had to have, sooner than I ever expected, very deep conversations about the color of their skin and what it means if they get in trouble in public and how they need to conduct themselves to make sure that they don't get hurt. So one day, last year, I decided to let my son start walking to school here in Morton Grove. And one of those days, it was getting cold, and he donned a hoodie, and he put his hood up. And because of all of those experiences, and so many more that I didn't even name for you, I had a visceral reaction. I literally was the mom standing there at the door going, oh my God, do I tell him, do I scream out the door? No, take the hoodie down, take the hoodie down. I don't want you to get hurt, sweetie, take the hoodie down. He made it home, right, and everything's okay, thank goodness. But I'm here because I want to make sure that that never happens here in Morton Grove, and we don't ever show up on national news and have a child that lives in this area and in this community show up on national news. I want to make sure that every person with a diverse background here in Morton Grove continues to feel safe in this community and that they can continue to be here, right? So I'm asking all of you to continue to consider this DEI plan. Change and DEI don't happen just by luck or by chance. They happen by intention, right? So building this into our strategic plan ensures that incidences like that happened on a national stage and many more don't ever happen here in Morton Grove. So thank you for listening. Thank you for hearing some of my story.
Thank you for sharing that. Next up, Bob Burkhart.
Bob Burkhart from Morton Grove. I'm a royal Morton Grover. You can't be any more loyal unless you live at the corner of Morton and Grove, as a couple of us do. As we hear the stories, like Abby has said, that makes me even more passionate about commitment to EDI, because as a privileged white man, I realize how we need to look at ourselves and to intentionally make some changes. And the strategic plan has that opportunity. Strategic, significant training and willingness to do things differently go hand in hand with adoption of this goal. Ideally, a commission would assist in identifying resources, envisioning possibilities, and monitoring progress. Possibly some are thinking, is this goal even worth it? And is it reasonable to expect that we can do it? Because I hear certainly we have many important projects that are before us, and we have limited staff. So can this be done? We hope that in spite of these limitations, as we've heard with other groups and businesses, that we will be able to make a significant dent in this. The village is not traveling this road alone. We have others in our community that have already said yes. If one looks at the advantages, there are several, and they relate to not only employment, but to commissions and so forth. I want to briefly list 4 advantages. As Gia already indicated from the Harvard study that's been done, that they've learned that when you have together a diversity of minds, ideas, and approaches, that you have more positive results. A second benefit, a diverse workforce tends to create an environment where employees feel more valued and able to express opinions. In a sense, it helps morale. A third benefit, and I think this is really important for the trustees, according to Glassdoor, an agency that matches applicants with companies, 76% of people seeking jobs these days, 76%, say that a diverse workforce and climate is an important factor in applying for a job. That's significant. It means that having a diverse staff and commitment to this goal could open Morton Grove up to many potential employees who are passing by Morton Grove, going to other communities where equity, diversity, and inclusion are the norm. A fourth benefit is an impact for Morton Grove as a whole. It would put Morton Grove as one of the leading suburbs, attracting not only employees but residents and businesses. It would demonstrate that Morton Grove is keeping up with the times, that we're attracting younger generations who to date have not even considered our town as a place to live or to work. Equity, diversity, and inclusion, not only is it our self-interest, but it's the right way to go. Vision Morton Grove says, let's do it, and do it proudly.
Next up, my good friend Aaron Maxey. I saved your best for last.
I haven't spoke before, so bear with me. This is a little different. I just wanted to speak about image. Behind you, Morton Grove, incredibly close, amazingly open. And maybe some of the feelings people get when they see it. As I said, my name is Aaron Maxey. I'm 68 and have lived in Morton Grove for over 30 years. My kids went to Parkview and Niles West. My father was a survivor of the Nazi concentration camps. I grew up on the south side of Chicago where my parents fought redlining. I may appear white, but I'm all too familiar with discrimination and anti-Semitism. Ignorance leads to intolerism and narrow-mindedness. I believe what makes this community vibrant is the genuine humanity here. That is what drew us to this community many years ago. Incredibly close, amazingly open. It's a slogan that makes you think. I like that. Think about what that expression evokes. Amazingly open. Some definitions that come to mind are to expand, unobstructed, to afford access, to become more receptive to knowledge, to become less closed, possibilities, pretty much all definitions are positive. Then think deeper, and the phrase identifies who we as a community are. I like being in a community defined by positive and forward-thinking qualities. Everything is possible here. Isn't that what we are truly saying? Our hearts, minds, and eyes are open to the truth, to what is new, to what is right, to what is fair. There's no secret meaning here. Quite the opposite. These values should be reflected in our community leaders and representatives. Our expectations are reasonable and extremely realistic. If we as a community are going to be defined by a state of awareness, all of those values should be honored and embraced. It is the highest compliment when someone acknowledges my open-mindedness or my willingness to listen. Isn't that what we teach our children? It is. Keep an open mind, keep growing. Expand your thinking, expand your knowledge, and be proud of your identity. Knowledge can be a very powerful path leading anywhere you want. Amazingly open is an implied message of inclusion, acceptance, compassion, and truth. Incredibly close only emphasizes how dearly we embrace these values. It defines a place of pride and deep wisdom. It is a comfortable environment to call home. Creativity and growth only occur with an open mind. I forgot to say I'm an artist. What can we create here? Who can we inspire? By our actions, by our behavior, and by our promises to stay engaged and stay committed to acceptance. Stay true to our words on every signpost and banner. My wife and I plan to stay here and continue to watch our beautiful community grow. We are comfortable and committed. We are a comfortable and committed community of households that are the very best neighbors. We strive to be incredibly close. We strive to have open hearts, minds, doors, and eyes. We must keep promises. If we are all that we truly pronounce ourselves to be, we must remain committed to being just that, open. When we keep ourselves open to growth, We all learn. We need to treasure each other's openness. We need to honor each other's ideas and differences. EDI is a reasonable, relevant, and necessary cornerstone to making us a healthier and richer community. It is what makes us a truly vibrant and diverse community, measured by actions we take and the examples we set. It is what I love about Morton Grove, the ability to listen, change, and grow with families that spend their lives here, that raise their children here, the families that expect the best of each other and of all of our leaders and representatives in this wonderful community we call home. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. Eric Potters.
Eric Potter, 7940 Foster Street. Abby, I'd like to apologize to your daughter for what I said earlier. It is a public meeting. And Akhtar, there are 8 school districts in the village of Morton Grove: 63, 67, 68, 69, 70, 207, 219, and 807. I used to go to those meetings for 10 years, but I didn't really go to 68 that much. If I could just take 15 minutes or 15 seconds. 15 minutes. That was the over-under for the first half of the meeting. Rabbi Feldheim recently passed away, and for those that were part of the village back in the day, he was our rabbi where the Catholic Church is now. We then had Mrs. Marshall from Washington School pass away. And then we had our youth director, Lisa Alter-Krull, pass away. And they say everything happens in threes. And I went to my Muslim hairdresser, and she said, Eric, next time you have 2, take a stick and break it. It could be a matchstick, it could be a twig, it could be anything, and you'll never have that third. There's been more, actually, but I won't get into that. But I'd like to talk about the police force once again. I'd like to thank the chief, the detectives, the whole entire bureau for the project that I've been working on. We still have a case that's open. The person that we were dealing with that, ironically enough, went after a 9-year-old daughter of a friend of mine who trains horses, who's a second-generation horse person, has been banned from the state of Illinois until the end of next year. I'd also like to thank the Bureau for sitting and listening to me for 30 minutes talking about West Side garbage. We had a lot of problems, and it's, I think, from the contracts. And John, I don't want to get personal with the garbage because I know that's your forte, but you know, with Washington Commons, it's just the contracts keep switching, and there's cameras back there. It's a one-way. They're going the wrong way. I mean, I literally blocked the guy from exiting Washington Commons on the public parkway, and I had my camera out there. And they should pull the camera on that truck because Ted Hortus has cameras back there. It needs to stop. Pickups at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, banging, and the echoes off the building. That's affecting our whole entire block. It's affecting everybody in the townhomes. It's affecting everybody on both sides of Foster, probably on the shortcut that some people take to walk through to cut around. It just needs to stop. On August 21st, I was able to go to the flea market with a really good friend of mine. He was pulling a little radio flyer, and the reason why is he used to pull his twin sons when they were little. A gentleman in this room approached myself and that person. And if you don't know me, I'm pretty quick. I used to be really little. I beelined it. I was gone. That person approached the other person that I was with his radio flyer, and he made a movement for his gun because he has a concealed carry. That person is sitting in this room, and he'd like to sue you, Mr. Vilk, for stalking us. It was inappropriate, sir. It was inappropriate, what you did in Rosemont. I was ready to call Cook County and get you arrested. So you better watch yourself and watch your comments, particularly with Ms. Whitco, one of the nicest people in the room, making comments against her and her personality and how she does things.
30 seconds, Z.
I'm done. appreciate your time, everybody, and you guys all have a great night. I apologize, man.
Thank you. No other residents' comments. For that, I have a motion to adjourn. Motion made by trustee Minks. I need a second. Seconded by trustee Whitco. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned at 7:45 exactly. Thank you. 7:45. Class room.
You have them all here. Oh, I thought this was all agenda items.
And it's his bad job, non-agenda.
Oh, I thought this was all for agenda.
Non-agenda.
You
This
know what?
agenda, this is not agenda.
You only get to talk for total. Maybe, you know what, maybe next time.
Eileen only gets a maximum of 4 minutes per meeting to talk. If he wants to break it 2 and 2, he can do it.
Hi, Gia. You know what, maybe next time. How are you? Is that, I thought this was.
Agenda, not agenda.
But I thought this was all about the agenda.